welcome back to Homegrown, and today we are making chicken crack.
Chicken crack.
Chicken crack.
Hey Mom, I got a funny joke for you.
Oh my gosh. What?
Why does a duck have feathers?
Why?
Because it cover up his butt crack.
So I want to show you what is actually in my mixture of chicken crack, and you can put whatever you want to put in yours, but this is what I use in mine, and this is only because this is what I grow on our property. You can put just about anything in here for your chickens. I make sure obviously mine is a dry mixture, so I can save it in a bucket and use it when I need it, and get a scoop out and put it in their feed. Or everything that I put in mine is actually items that I've grown or foraged on our property. So for example, when you have breakfast, you crack open your eggs. I actually have a trash can outside with a lid that I dump our eggshells in. So when we get done with breakfast, I take our eggshells and I dump them in that trash can, shut the lid, and they're outside in the heat and they dry up and they stay nice and clean. And then when I'm ready, I grab a bunch of these. I can throw them in a food processor and turn them into a fine powder. And this is actually just clean, just straight eggshells, all this is. Red pepper flakes. These are actually red peppers that have been grown on our property, and they've been dried, pulverized, and turned into red pepper flakes or even red pepper flour. Fruits. You can include fruits into your mixture. Dehydrate your fruits and include those. Now this here that I have is not dried yet, but I will be drying it. We were given a huge batch of celery, and when I was canning the celery, I cut the tops off, and I could have canned these with my celery. I've actually done that before, but I've decided to cut these off, dehydrate these, and part of it is going to go to a dry Super 6 powder for smoothie shakes, and the other part of it is going to go right down into my chicken crack. This will be also great for them to have, but I want it to be dry to go into my mixture. Another item that I put in there is sunflower seeds. I collect the heads off of our sunflowers, I lay them out to dry and keep those. Actually, I keep our sunflower seeds to plant for next year's harvest. You can save these for yourself or your family to eat, to use in recipes, and also put in your dry chicken crack as one of your ingredients. Now, you can also collect or harvest other seeds, such as milk thistle, which might also attract finches if the chickens don't eat it all. Some of the other items that you can put in here can be like basil. This is from my basil harvest. This is just a tiny fragment I cut off. I actually have a huge bundle hanging up over there drying, and I will use the basil as our own for our own recipes. I put it in the dehydrator or hang it to dry. As soon as it's dry enough to crumble, then I will put it in a food processor into tiny pieces and put it down in the bucket and mix it all together. Don't throw this part here away. You can take your finger and pull that right off. Those were the seed pods, and get everything except for the stick. And I don't really do much with the sticks. I actually just throw it in the compost. But I actually ended up with the seeds, the seed pods, and all of the leaves in here. So that will go in our chicken crack also. And you can actually keep a bucket of just dry ingredients if you don't get around to it at the time and you've got a lot of herbs you're trying to put away. And I know for those of you who do herbs, you end up with a pile of them on the table and you just kind of wipe them off into the trash can or into the floor, sweep them up, throw them in the bin. But I actually, when I'm done, will wipe mine into a bucket, and then when I get time, I sit and get the sticks out and all the other items that I really don't want to send to the chickens, mainly just the big sticks, and then I put it in there. And then pieces like the dried fruit, if I don't have time after the dehydrator. The dried fruit, I'll just throw in that bucket also, and then when I get time, I can put it in a food processor, grind it up, and it goes in there too. So this bucket is kind of like my finale where everything ends up. But until then, I dehydrate, hang things up, and I have another bucket that I will put the dry ingredients from, and if I need to work it prior to it going in there. So all of these items help your chickens with egg yolk pigmentation or scoring, immunity, respiratory illnesses, and even some of these are parasitic expellers. So these items are all great for your chickens. It might not be something if they were foraging on a day that they would all get at one time. So it'd be great, depending on your flock, to put a scoop, 2 scoops of this in their feed, and then they can peck at it. Some things that I can't grow here that you can also put in there is black pepper, cinnamon, but I just keep it to the natural things that we have here. And garlic is actually another great item that you can put in there. And this is my dried garlic. This one, these aren't quite dried yet. I have these in the dehydrator, but I haven't turned it on yet. So one thing with the garlic is garlic water is great for your chickens. It helps them with immunity also. And you can grind this up. For one thing, garlic is great for humans, so I use a lot of the garlic. I'm kind of stingy with it. There's a lot of things we can do with it. You can grind it up and make your own garlic salt, garlic powder. I actually make some herbal teas and things for flu time in the winter. But you can grind this up and put it in your chicken crack as an ingredient also. But one thing you can do is also blend up with a little bit of water, about, I think it's for a gallon of water, about 4 cloves of garlic, blend it up with a gallon of water and pour it out to them, and even put, I think it's a half a cup maybe per gallon of apple cider vinegar, and that is great for them. Okay, this is my dehydrated tray of thyme, and I'm also kind of stingy with my thyme, but it is great for chickens also. This is the same as the basil and some of the other herbs where I don't keep the stems. Ginger and kale are also great items that you can put in here as an ingredient. When we get an abundance of kale, sometimes we can't seem to eat it all. There's a lot of things you can do with kale for yourself. You can take that kale and dehydrate it and powder it up and add it to like your Super 6 or your Super Greens powder for you to drink and put in your smoothies, which is a great way to really get rid of a lot of kale. Also, you can dry those up with a little bit of olive oil in your oven and a little bit of sea salt and have kale chips to snack on. But if you really want to share that with your chickens, you can dry that up and crumble it up and put that in as an ingredient also. Let's see, onions, dried onions. If you have an abundance of onions or you want to share one, or say you cut one, you put it in the fridge and it dried up and you can't really use it for cooking, cut it in slices, put it on your dehydrating trays, and as soon as it's dry, blend it up and put it in there too. So there's many, many, many things that you can put in this. You choose to put in there what you want. I would say, if this was my opinion, probably my favorite top items to put in there, aside from the actual herbs themselves, is the eggshell, because that helps with egg strength for the calcium, egg production. The garlic, because it is so great for their immune system. That would probably be my top 3 of things that I would put in here. You can actually purchase birdseed packages. I can get a bag of birdseed. I don't know if this is maybe a 5-pound bag for $5 or $6 at the dollar store, and incorporate birdseed into this. I didn't mention corn. You can take a cob of corn and take the corn off of it, grind it up too, and put it in there. You can buy corn ground up from the Tractor Supply and put in there and make your own. If you really want to get fancy with it, you can get you a trash can, a plastic or galvanized trash can, and just put in a bag of feed. You can put in all these herbs. You can put some of your sunflower seeds in there. You can buy a bag of birdseed and put in there, and just get you a broom handle and stir it all up and have a whole bunch to last you for the whole entire year. But I would rather use, and I have actually done that. I've actually bought some birdseed where I was short on some of the seed that I had in it, and I wanted a little more. So I have bought it, but I would rather stick to what we have on our property to use for this. Okay, so I want to take you outside with me and show you just how much the chickens love this chicken crack. Also, I heard I had a little fan out there, so I want to say hi to Olivia, give her a shout out, and her little brother Kenneth. So, hi Olivia, thanks for watching. Hope you continue to watch more videos. Hit the subscribe button and the like, and let's go out and see the chickens go crazy over crack.
Comment below if you're going to try this at home. Like and subscribe. See you later.